It is several weeks later, and we haven't done a fat lot else really. I've been throwing some primer around, so we rust converted, and then we've got some primer on bits that were looking a bit crusty. So obviously that's highly important work. We've got a clutch tool to put a new clutch on. We've got the clutch kit has now arrived, but I realised before we start faffing around too much, we've got to swap sumps, because this one is very crusty and also has a hole in it. This is the new engine. This one doesn't, but I realised I did leave that engine full of oil, I think.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull the dipstick? Oh, is it empty? Is it full? That'll be full, isn't it? Yeah, plenty of oil in there.
Like oil.
Okay, so we're going to have to drop this engine off, pick this engine up, and then we can get on with sump swapping eventually. So
the sump's actually good on this one.
yeah, so we've rolled tuck out. We're going to get Myrtle out today as well as part of all this logistical chaos, because I'm utterly fed up of putting fuel in Betty at the moment.
Also known as car Tetris.
Yeah, car Tetris. So yeah, we'll pick that engine up again. We'll put that engine down. We'll pick that engine up, take the sump off it, and at some point get Myrtle out. That's the plan. Later this week, the second buyer of the Sana is due to collect the Sana. So that's quite exciting. I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't get any further with it, but hey, that's just the way things are going at the moment.
I'm just glad it's being saved, that's all.
Indeed. An engine has been sourced for Ellie, but I haven't got my hands on it yet. There's a lot of things like all Betty's headliner and stuff that I haven't got my hands on yet. So I'm trying my best. Yeah, really, we need to get this car back in action. A, so you can learn to drive in it, and B, so I can save a bit of petrol. Because like I say, running Betty to Fairmont as a daily driver is costing a heck of a lot at the moment. We're doing quite a lot of miles.
She's our best little run around.
She is the best little run around. Sorry, Myrtle, but it is true. Myrtle's great fun to chuck around for a bit, but as actual daily transport, Charade makes a lot more sense. So we shall stop waffling, and we shall work out how we're going to do this.
I barely said a word.
Yeah.
You was waffling.
Sorry, I didn't allow you to waffle. Have you got any waffle?
No, I'm good for waffle right now.
Okay. Your microphone's pointing downwards. Hey!
Unless it's mournful waffle that,
Yeah.
we're not in the sunshine anymore.
Sunshine! We've walked here today in the rain because Giselle's away at Whiteland Restoration. Go and check out their channel. They're doing a thoroughly excellent job of documenting the work they're doing on Giselle. So yeah, we're a bit short of working cars at the moment, which is why this one's coming out.
I mean, Betty's been fantastic as per normal, but she always is. She's just a workhorse. Oh, hello.
Oh, dog. Hello, dog.
Hello.
I seem to remember you don't like being on camera.
Oh,
the internet.
Sweet, no.
She does not like the internet.
Hello. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Anyway, dogs and... Oh, no.
Oh,
Rub position has been
do you
assumed.
need a belly rub? Is he horrible? He is.
Yeah, let's go and do some work. Let's try some time-lapsing. Right, Myrtle has been sitting with the battery charger on, so should start nicely. Haven't moved for weeks and weeks. It's a bit tight in here. Oh. I can barely see out of the windscreen. Okay there?
You're all right. You're clear. Yep. Keep coming.
Oh, that sounds healthy. I think you need a wash, Myrtle.
You're right.
There we go. Handbrake deployed.
Release the beast.
Yeah, now at the end of the day we can bring Ellie in. So that was all good exercise. So this sump is now draining. Nice bit of wind. And yeah, we'll get the sump swapped. Right, key moment. hopefully this is the sump coming off. Do you feel like it's coming off?
Feels like bottom, this corner over here.
Okay, let's rotate it then.
Everything else seems to be coming. Oh no, no, wait.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Careful, you just got the oil to pick up.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get around it without dropping it in the oil.
Any more height?
No, manoeuvred.
There we go. We have one sump off. So now we've got to clean up this edge. Make sure that's flat again because it's just gone a bit.
Shall I use my stylish?
Stylish rouge. A sharp blade's really what you want. Just to get rid of this liquid gasket. It doesn't actually have a gasket on it.
Is that what this stuff is?
Just smooch, yeah. And then we'll have to try and straighten that out so that's nice and flat again. Otherwise it'll be leaky-fied.
Bent. We don't want it leaking.
Next challenge is going to be getting the sump off that engine, which is our new engine. So how do we put this engine down now? Well, we emptied it of oil, so.
Well, the difficulty is this because we don't want to crush it.
No.
However, if we use our amazing
engine,
tyre technique.
now that engine's draining up, maybe we just leave it there just to make sure it drains every last drop out.
Leave it there because when we went to Tanagrois, they were saying, I mean, they obviously have the equipment to do it quicker, but it takes hours.
They end up having to leave things to drain for a very long time to make sure every drop's out. So I think we might go and have lunch.
Woo!
Woo! Well, it's been a busy afternoon up here at the unit. We went home, had lunch. Miss Hubnut's got stuff to do at home, so I've come back up myself. I've been really busy swapping sumps, and I apologise I didn't film any of it. I just wanted to get on with it because the sump that's now on the scrap engine has a hole in it, so that's not very good. So swapped the sumps over, spent far too long using various methods to try and get rid of the old sealant. Eventually managed that. Fresh RTV sealant is in place. That well, not RTV, instant gaskety stuff, whatever. Fresh stuff is now in place, and I'm feeling quite pleased about progress. So we've now got to the clutch. Someone very kindly sent me a universal clutch alignment tool, so we'll see if that works. I've not used one of these before. The last time I did a clutch was on the 2CV, and I used guesswork because you can kind of see when it's lined up. If you can get nice and perpendicular with the engine, you can see wherever it's going to line up, and then the engine should go in nicely. Somewhere around here is a Borgenbeck clutch that I've ordered from Internet. So let's have a look in here. A lovely fresh disc. Let's just compare that. Got flywheel side, so that tells me it goes onto the engine like so. And to be honest, when you look at the friction material, it's not actually very deep. So the clutch we took off, I don't think was actually that badly worn. Well, the beauty of this is it's educational for all of us, but I think I've got it. I've got this fitment on the end, which is a number 2, I believe. That fits the spigot engine, and bearing rather, on the back of the engine. Let's just pop you out. So there you go, that fits in there. It doesn't fit very well, but unfortunately a number 3 doesn't seem to fit at all, really. It won't even entertain the notion of going in there. So a number 2 it'll have to be. And if I just pop the clutch on here as well, this is really difficult to do one-handed, so let's pop you back in the old tripod. Right, so if I now get that, you see this will align the clutch plate with the spigot bearing, which means it should be all lined up beautifully. So effectively it'll look like this. So you can see there's a bit of movement there, and what we do is you try and level all that out when you fit the cover plate. It goes through here. So what I'm doing is then tightening this down, and that will lock the position of the clutch plate. Because the default state is that the clutch is locked to the flywheel. That's why you go down the road and the car won't move when the clutch is up and you're in gear. Everything locks up. Was I recording when the engine fell out of its little tyre home there? Of course I was not, but it all went a bit Hubnut there. Had to hastily drop the other engine up the top of the workshop and then come and salvage this one. But what I was trying to say before I rudely interrupted myself with complete failure is that if I line that up in the spigot bearing, I can then slide that into the clutch, and then I thought I went all the way through the clutch. It doesn't seem to want to do that. I can then move the clutch around in there, but I want it all nice and even. I think this is going to be one of those fun times where you hope it's right, otherwise the gearbox won't go on. Right, I've snugged these bolts down. I think as near as I can tell, that's looking fairly straight to me. So I think I'm going to tighten these bolts up and hope for the best. So there we go, read the manual. These have been torqued to 18 Newton meters of torque. I need to just put a bit of grease on the inside of these splines. That is recommended. And then we're good to put the gearbox on. But I think I'm going to need help for that, because that gearbox is rather heavy. So we'll have to come back another day. There's actually been a slight issue. We managed to lose all the footage of replacing the timing belt and the water pump on this, the new engine. So I'm not sure what's happened to that. I can only apologise. And I also apologise for the horrible noise Miss Hubnut's making in the background. But we're digging out the Sana, because the Sana's going today. So before I fit the new thrust bearing to the gearbox, I've reconditioned it. By which I mean I've used quite a lot of this manual cleaner for brakes and clutches and stuff. That stuff's amazing. Giving it all a good blast out. We've got this nice and clean. Put a bit of lube on here, a bit on here, and maybe a little bit just up here where the clutch pivot is. And then we'll put that back on the engine. Just been having a chat with Chaz of Toyota fame about the best strategy for that. He reckons tip that onto its nose, so we're dropping the gearbox down onto it, and I think that's probably the best plan, given we're a bit stuck for any other way of doing it. Gravity does indeed work with you. It's the best part of 2 weeks later. Time just keeps flying by. We're so busy doing lots of other things. But we've got the gearbox ready, new thrust bearing, got new clutch on there. I've just taken the wiring loom off that engine. My hope is we can use the loom that's on the car already, and everything will just click beautifully into place.
You were so gentle taking it off. I'm sure that will be the case.
So in theory, we plonk the gearbox on the engine. We're going to invert the engine onto its front to give us access to do that. And then we put it back on our board across the legs of the engine crane, wheel it in, hoist it up, bolt it in, clicky click click, brum.
Clicky click click, brum.
That's the theory. We actually want to do some rust proofing in the engine bay before we quite sling it in.
Yeah, we do.
But I think it would be a monumental moment to get the gearbox on the engine. So first of all, we need to work out how we're going to achieve that. Well, I did a time lapse on that because I thought that was going to be an absolute pig, but obviously got the clutch nicely aligned. The gearbox just popped straight on. Now we've only got the small matter of what on earth have we done with the...
Whoa, there is no we. There is no we in this. You weren't attended for this bit. And the bolts flew.
Gone.
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 Maybe forever.
Yeah, I don't know where it went.
Okay.
We've only moved things around several million times since then. Well, we found the bolts. We've had too much hassle, actually. It wasn't too bad. They were almost in a logical place, in the top of the old engine. Huge thank you to Darren, who sent us this Daihatsu workshop manual. We would be absolutely stuffed without this.
It really is fantastic.
Yeah, so it's showing us where bolts go, where components go. Miss Hubnut is just cleaning up a little tray. This device here, which covers the bottom of the bell housing. I can't really show you, this camera doesn't do macro very well. I think we're at the stage where we might need to get it back on the hoist again, because otherwise we can't fit the bottom plate. And then we're getting dangerously close, people. Dangerously close. Okay, we're trying not to get too excited. We've still got crankshaft pulley to go back on. Starter motor has to go in, but I think we can do that in there. So we'll just get it back in the air and swinging so we can fit the plate that you lovingly cleaned and has now vanished.
Just over there, so it's safe. Everything's moving.
Yeah, look at that. That's lovely and clean now. Yep, keep going.
The crane's moving backwards.
That's an interesting dynamic that the crane is going. Skedaddle.
Yes.
That's it. Nice long strokes. Pump it real good.
Excuse me.
Oh dear, too much innuendo?
It was a cough. I swear it was nothing to do with the innuendo.
Right, so now we can change the angle of the dangle a little. And we should be able to get that bottom plate on, fit the crank pulley, and then have a good think about what else we're forgetting before the engine goes back in.
That sump does look better. I think that was a good choice.
Yeah, oh, the old sump was rusty and had a hole in it.
Yeah, that's much
So yeah, that was a good change. There we go. I've taken the all the hoses I want to take off are now off. Gearbox is on. We haven't got the starter motor on yet, but that's all right. We can do that later. Crank pulley is tightened. Will need tightening once it's in the car. I think that'll be a case of get the drive shafts in, stand on the brakes hard, and we'll torque that up. I've given it a good whizzy gun. That's 98 on that. And Miss Hubnut is just waxing all the bits we soon won't be able to easily get at. And we'll come back to me first. And then, yeah, straight back at that.
I got it.
You got this.
I got this. Okay, go.
Ah, we just caught up on that axle star. Okay, we might need a second go.
Okay, back, reverse.
That's us, I reckon. Oh, there's a bolt sticking out on the... Oh, no, we're around. What could possibly go wrong, people?
Oh, I wonder.
Let's rock the engine back then. I think what would be
That
really
is
good...
literally stuck in my head.
Yep. What would be really good at this point is a bit of chain to get to the support, but we haven't got that. There we go.
Way.
Oh, this is exciting. Got a big engine mount there. What does that actually attach to?
Were these the big bolts we were fighting with late in the process?
Yeah, but there must be a mount we're missing on the side of the engine there. Let's go and look at the old engine. Well, we're just having a bit of a pause because I completely failed to put the engine mounting on. I was just looking at it going, how does this actually attach to the car? The bracket is just there now. We've just taken it off the old engine because the old engine leaked oil everywhere. It is covered in oil, so Miss Hubnut's just going to clean that up. I think we've just about got enough room to get that on. And then hopefully we're getting somewhere close. I've fitted the starter motor now. I thought that might be a good idea while we've got good access.
Okay, I think the world just needs to hear what you just said.
Nothing in particular.
Nothing in particular. What's that in your hand?
This? Oh, this is just some random bolts I found somewhere.
Some
But I
random
think,
bolts? What?
yeah,
Are they labelled and dated?
right hand engine mounting, not dated.
Oh, sorry, I was slacking a little bit, but you know exactly what they are.
I do.
As opposed to the ones that were free range.
Yeah, so they should do.
So, what did you say the system what?
The system could be alright.
Sorry, what?
System works.
Okay, going up.
Oh, we need to be in more than this, really.
Aha.
Yeah, we're not a million miles off.
No, not much better
But
than
this
it was.
crane still isn't really where we need it. Aha! There we go. I'm almost getting to the stage of getting bolts in over here. Oh, that has been considerable ball ache, but we have managed to get it in there. It is attached to the gearbox mount and the engine mount. We're not going to take the crane away because we're not on the mount at the back yet. There's a small plate that goes on the bell housing. That actually goes, the bolt for that goes through the mounting, so we need to put that on next. But I think we're just going to leave it on the crane and go and grab some lunch because we are exhausted. That was a battle royale.
Yeah, I won't be working out today. I think I've just done it with the lifting engines.
Oh. We've had a most delicious lunch at Popty Kate, just along the A487 that's in Oddin. Very much recommended. They have toilet facilities.
We will review it at some point.
Yeah, delicious cake. I've just dug out the centre mount bolts. Once we get these in, we can finally take the crane away. But as I've got to lie underneath it, there's no way I'm taking that away just yet. I mean, I think the other mounts are probably holding it, but let's be safe rather than sorry. So again, the system works, centre mount bolts. What's scary is 1st of March 2022. That's when we took the engine out. So it's been a while, because it's very nearly the 1st of June. But nonetheless, let's get this in. Includes this. That's the plate on the bottom of the bell housing.
That's so nice and clean.
It's beautiful and clean, beautifully cleaned. So one of the bolts goes through there. And then there must be a little bolt to hold it there. We'll find out where that is at some point. I'm going to take that out before I injure myself on it.
Again.
And have an embarrassing trip to A&E.
Oh.
Right.
You know they wouldn't believe you. Accidentally.
I didn't grab a socket. What do we think they are? 17s?
I would say so.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we learn about trust. Because Miss Hubnut is going to lower the engine.
Do you have life insurance? You do?
Yes.
Say when.
Oh yeah, there we go. Start swinging.
More?
A little bit more, yeah. Yep, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Very, very close. Yeah, woo, woo. That feels like it's going in.
That sounded like a good sound. But we've been here before.
No, I'm alright. Thought I'd need an extension on it, but there we go. Oh, just punched the exhaust. Oh, I did it again. I mean, I have got my whizzy gun, but you don't necessarily want to use the whizzy gun if you're not entirely sure that the bolt's going where it needs to go.
Slowly, slowly.
Right, okay.
I'm going to let go.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, moment of truth. Is the engine now held in? Or will it fall out the bottom?
Hopefully not.
Ooh. Well, I'd say that's encouraging. It still seems to be sat there. That is exciting. We've actually done an engine swap. I wouldn't say we've completed an engine swap.
No.
We definitely did one. I'm hoping to make use of this engine hoist again fairly soon. So let's see if that comes to pass. You will like it very much if it does come to pass. And I don't mean on Ellie, because we can do an engine
It said
change
passing
on Ellie.
coming here.
No, I will be travelling with engine hoist.
You're going to take the Berlingo?
Yeah. This will fit nicely in the back of the Berlingo. What a useful vehicle that is proving to be. Right, I'm going to undo all the bits that are holding that in, and we'll have that away. Can't get me going on this one. I don't know why we're recording this bit. This is not interesting, or is it? And there we go. I think we're going to end this one there, because frankly it's got long enough already. I had hoped to get it running in this video, but the major achievement is the engine is in, the crane is gone. It's ready to start plugging everything back in. I've already made a start. We've got the coil pack wiring I've pulled through, but there's so many sensors and things to connect up, and we want to get that right, and I don't want to rush it. So we're going to end that one there, and with a sense of achievement, I think.
And slightly sore muscles.
Yeah, and slightly sore muscles. Yeah, I've pulled muscles I didn't even know existed today, trying to get that engine in. But we got there, and I'm really happy about that. So next video, hopefully we'll get this thing running, and we'll see whether all this has been worth it. This job of many months. Have we actually fitted a better engine? It looks terrible on the outside, really rusty, but we're hoping the inside
Maybe on the inside
is all
beautiful.
good. Let's hope so. So, yeah, you'll just have to wait and see like we will. But thank you very much for watching. Don't forget there are various support options down below. Can you get your top off? Yes, we have the Triangle of Doom shirts are back in stock again in blue and in black, all sizes. I think blues only go up to 2XL, but we've got black up to 3XL. Of course, you can buy hoodies and various things at our other store, especially the Giselle merchandise. But yeah, otherwise, thank you very much. I'm sorry this has taken quite so long. Life really has got in the way of this one, but hopefully in the next video, this thing will be running and driving. And the idea of that pleases me a great deal.
Me too, and probably Myrtle, who I've been bobbling around with.
You have been potting around in Myrtle, even though Myrtle's not very forgiving on a learner driver.
No, she's not.
But yeah, we shall see you in a later video. Farewell.
Shall I run at the screen with my doom?
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, my insurer won't cover Miss Hubnut learning to drive on all the other cars. So with the Charade nearing a state of completion, we are actually getting there. Miss Hubnut has been getting a bit of practice in Myrtle. Myrtle is not the most forgiving car. The idle's a bit erratic and iffy, but she's doing really well. Just getting, I think, a load of low speed maneuvering is yeah, come on, is no bad thing. Good job.